brothers and sisters of the multiverse. Today I want to talk about generalizations. I see it everywhere. And that topic is kind of touches on my video on the dangers of motivational speeches. Generalizations. As much as some of those videos are helpful and insightful, watch for those little torrents of generalizations. Because you can't do that. You just can't. You have to watch out for your language. Barely anyone ever does that consciously and deliberately and doesn't even have a skill for nuanced thinking. Because it's easier, it sounds better, the videos are more concise, everything, but you can create more damage than good with that. Just stumbled upon a video that looks like Elon Musk and sounds like Elon Musk, but I believe it's AI generated because his gesticulations and stuff are off. You see that. Anyway, he talks about people to avoid because they're manipulative. And they are those, of course. But doesn't manipulation imply intention? How can you call it unconscious manipulators then? That's an oxymoron. If someone is not even aware, on the one hand, that the other person is affected by what they say in a certain way, and that was maybe not even their attention to do that, and on the second hand, not even their responsibility, how someone reacts on what you say. You see, there's the question of personal responsibility of reactions to others, especially when you're aware of that they do it unconsciously. I mean, we are all driven by who knows what, because 90 to 95% or so is unconscious. It's under the surface. That's why it's called unconscious. Jesus Christ. Right? We can try to dig, and it's a never-ending story. no, 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 no. Right. We can try to know ourselves, and it's our duty, I would always almost say, to try to avoid hurting ourselves and others by our unconsciousness. It's everyone's own responsibility. But those videos which are at the first glance trying to protect you from toxic people and stuff are often generalizing. And many people take it as this surface level value. And then you see comments like, "You, who's your worst enemy? The one who pretends to be your friend." Jesus Christ. What does that do? Does that do any good to frame all of it so that people come to those conclusions? So that people start to see everyone as an enemy? Is that it? Does this do something good? Because of most people not being aware of such nuances, it does more harm than good. None of us are even close to perfect. All of us have some trauma or another, conscious or unconscious. All kinds of. No one is free from it. No one, not even close. But to frame it as automatically as toxic or manipulators or things like that, it's just not helpful. Sure, we have far too many of those, and we ourselves could be, but because it's unconscious, it's more productive, let's say, to point that out, to talk it out, to say, you know, I understand where you're coming from. I hear your pain. I hear your fear. But the way you phrase that makes me feel like so and so. And if they're a good person, or if they're really trying to manipulate you, you see that in their reactions to that comment of yours. They can't fake that. If they care about you, you would see, you know, oh my God, no, I didn't mean it like that, or something. Others would be like defensive or aggressive, or you know, there's so many layers, so many steps into really concern. But One thing is that most people don't think about much or never learned how to express themselves in a healthy way, in a good choice of words and stuff like that. On the other hand, most of us haven't learned to discern what is the responsibility of the other who is talking to us, and what is the responsibility of us controlling our level of understanding and our level of responsibility to our own, to the control of our own feelings, just because we can't fully understand what the person just said. If we don't know for sure where they're coming from with this. There's this saying, I don't know how it goes exactly, but like no one can, if you let someone trigger you, it's your responsibility. You gave them power over your emotions. But that's also right. Sometimes it's that, and sometimes is really something that the other one knows about you and picks on some of your triggers more or less consciously. It's always a question, to get a certain response or certain, reaction out of you. But it's always nuanced. All of that should be always seen from all the possible perspectives and look more into themselves than the other. Why was I even triggered by that? What is it inside of me that I didn't take care of? No one is free from that. No one is free from cognitive biases. No one is free from trauma, and no one is free from logical fallacies sometimes. Emotions override logic. And yeah, of course, you're still human, and you're not a robot, and sometimes they come first and are overwhelming the brain, so it can't even respond logically in the moment. But that's the thing, just to see that, catch ourselves in that, and before reacting, to reflect. Just to take a second to reflect what's happening here. And if it's hard sometimes at the job or anywhere, but in personal connections, personal relationships, you can say, wait a second, something's happening here. I have to think about this. Can we continue in a few minutes, this conversation? You know, and if someone cares about you, they say, yeah, no problem or something, you know, mostly, if they have 5 minutes for you. If they're not just, I don't know, if the conversation is not, oh, we'll just walk together, you have to go that way in a hurry, I have to go that way in a hurry. I mean, my key point is nuance, not generalizations. Those are mostly just splitting us even more apart and feed into this divide and conquer BS. More self-awareness, brothers and sisters. More awareness in our own thoughts and feelings in the moment. Don't let the speed of our life just juggernaut us out of reason. Don't be a victim of the automatic responses and autopilot. And we are too divided already, artificially divided, and barely see each other for real anymore. Like the Navi, I see you. And also see ourselves like that. Don't generalize. And maybe, just maybe, if you listen to something like that, reflect, not just digest. Every sentence, sometimes even single words that have like 20 synonyms. Ask yourself why this word was chosen in that context. The devil lies in the details, right? And it reveals, often alone that reveals where someone is coming from. Be vigilant, be aware, stay calm, and collected, aware of what's happening. That will be a good place to start. That's it for me today. Take care, be good. be kind and loving, and see you soon, brothers and sisters.